Hi, guys. Let's talk about humility and wisdom. Let's talk about the rise and fall of King Solomon. The Bible recorded King Solomon as the wisest man and the most wealthiest man alive. King Solomon is the second born of King David. And after the death of King David, he became king and he went to meet God in the secret place of God and said, I don't want anything from you. I want wisdom. Give me the wisdom to control this kingdom. I want wisdom to control. And God gave him wisdom. Not just that, God gave him everything in excess, in abundance. Now, he became a consultant for other kings, where kings and queens traveled half of the world just to come to his kingdom and ask him questions about how they can become better leaders. And he charged them ridiculous amount of money. Ridiculous amount of money. I'm talking about jewelries, gold, coins that, treasures that are just amazing. He was abundant. But then he made a mistake though. He started worshiping the idols of the women he was having an affair with. Because women can be very, very persuasive, especially if you like them. If you don't like them, they can't do nothing. If you like them and you kind of respect them, they can make you do anything. Some of them will say, hey, it's not a big deal. All you have to do is just bow to this and just, it's time for me to go and pray. I want you to join me. And he would follow them. So he started worshiping. And before that, he had access, because he has wisdom, he has access to talk to archangels, to talk to principles, to talk to entities. He has all those connections, not just to God, not just to the word of God. And he was the first known human being that goes everywhere with the word of God. The spirit of God eventually left him because he was worshiping and consulting lesser entities and principles. Take it from me, my good friend. Someday, it's possible you make mistakes and you do stupid things, and the Spirit of God leaves you. That doesn't mean the Spirit of God won't come back. But you have to be in a place of humility. You have to humble yourself and go into complete isolation and deprive yourself of earthly funds and any earthly things. Not too much food, go into complete fasting and beg. Now, before you start begging for forgiveness, though, this is why I said King Solomon is not the most wisest man alive. And then it came to my understanding there. When the Spirit of God is in your life, it's almost like you know everything. But once that spirit leaves you, you start leaning on your own understanding. If the Spirit of God was still in his life, he would have known that, okay, he needs to go into complete isolation. He needs to fast for days, for weeks, for months, or even years and humble himself. But he was a king. I'm talking about King of Kings. King Solomon was so powerful that other kings worship him. You get my point? So he must have felt arrogant. He must have felt big headed. Like, if God can go, let God go. I'll figure this out. And before then, the angel of God gave him a ring that he can use to control principles. I'm a software engineer. If you guys don't know what principles are, let me dive in. In software engineering, there's the front end, there's the back end. The relationship in between those two, that is a principle. Entities are characters in each of those programs, either the front end or the back end. They support programs. That is an entity. You get me? You're not supposed to worship them. They are there to assist you. But that being said, he went deeper because he knew the secrets of these principles of all these entities. He started using their weakness to control them. So the Bible did not record this, but King Solomon eventually became the first known wizard because the Spirit of God did not come back. Because he was prideful. He has no humility. Now, not to speak too long, though, my good friends, whatever you are asking God for, as long as you say you will use it to serve God, there's a big chance you will get it. You get me? Most of you are asking for wealth, you want money, you want things in abundance. But you don't have the mental fortitude, you don't have the mental strength. If they give it to you, there's a big chance you will lose your mind and you will misbehave. You will forget God. So God will not give it to you. That's a fact. That's a known fact. I swear. Would you believe this? But that's a conversation for another day. Have humility at all times. Don't get big-headed when it comes to God. You get me? Don't get big-headed when it comes to God. And when it comes to the Spirit of God, you don't command, because the Spirit of God is not one like this. The Spirit of God is not many. It is combination of, and because me and you, we are human beings. When we speak like this, we say anything that is combination of, that is many of. I say no, not necessarily. That's why I said nobody in this world knows the name of God. Nobody knows the identity. Nobody even knows God. We just know that God is everything, that powers everything. You go into the presence of God with humility. In that presence, there is the word of God there. There is the will of God there. There is the grace of God there. There are thousands, if not millions of archangels right there. They are all light. Now, when I say light, there's so many things in that light. Because me, I don't know. I'm just telling you for my small penkpele, what I perceive penkpele. Humble yourself. Even the book of Proverbs said it there. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. You get me? You have to apply humility for the Spirit of God to continue to be there. When you apply pride and massive ego with God, it leaves you, because that means you start leaning on your own understanding. And I've been there. I've been there. Chin up always. Continue to be well. Let God be your support system always. You don't know anything, though. I swear down. You don't know anything. Because how old are you? How old am I? You get me? Like, what do you possibly know? People, especially elderly people, you think because you have knowledge, that equates wisdom. Knowledge is experience. Oh. Knowledge can be taught. It's from experience. They can teach you knowledge. Wisdom is given by God. Oh. Would you believe this? Wisdom is given by God. Continue to be well, my friends. Love always.